Hey guys, I've got a little bit of a riddle for you. Is this BMW behind me electric or gas? Well, there are three ways to find out. Of course, you could lift up the hood and look what's underneath there, but maybe you can just look at the grille. And as you know, internal combustion engine cars usually have to have a radiator because they need a lot of cooling, and this car does not. But there's another way you can tell, and that is to come back here and let's see if there are some exhaust pipes. Obviously, electric cars don't have exhaust pipes, and as you can tell, this car has a diffuser, but no exhaust pipes. And that's because this is the BMW i4 M50. Now, I'm gonna have to get my cheat sheet out here because BMW does do 4 versions of this, and it's a little confusing. So let me kind of go through those 4 versions. It starts, of course, in the eDrive 35 for a starting price of $35K. Now, same car, but smaller battery, 2-wheel drive. Then you move up to the eDrive 40 for $59K. Bigger battery, 2-wheel drive, cheaper. Then you get to the xDrive 40, that's about $63K, and that of course adds all-wheel drive. And then you get to this, which is the range-topping BMW i4 M50 Grand Coupe 20-inch wheels, which is what we're looking at. And this comes in at a grand total of, get this, I'm gonna hold my breath for a second, $87,845. So it's quite a bit of money. Now, the reason I'm talking about whether it's gas or electric is because I like choice. I like the fact that BMW basically does the 4 Series in either gas or electricity. So let's take a quick peek under the hood, because you might be wondering.
Another pull.
Oh, thanks, Alex. I keep forgetting. It's a double pull. It's a BMW. It's a double pull. And I was just about to look at my cheat sheet here to figure out the battery size. So we're looking at an 83 kilowatt hour battery, 536 horsepower. And of course, you can behold the beauty of 536 horsepower, which is a big plastic cover. So there is no frunk, but there is like this little access point to some vital liquids that you can refill. But in general, there's not a lot to see under the hood.
Friends, this is one of your last chances to win a brand new electric car and fight climate change with our friends at the Chesapeake Climate Action Network Action Fund. The big drawing for their annual EV raffle is almost here, and here are 3 reasons why you should buy a ticket right now for your chance to win a Rivian, Tesla, or Ioniq 5. Reason 1, the tickets are way undersold. The drawing is less than 19 days away, and the organizers still have more than 1,000 tickets unsold. That means the chances of any one ticket holder winning a car are ridiculously good, but wait, there's more. This year, each ticket in the raffle actually gets you not 1 but 2 chances to win. And here's the second reason to buy. The prizes are amazing. First place gets you your choice of the Rivian R1S or R1T, or the Tesla Model X Plaid, or even the hard-to-get Cybertruck. Second place gets you the Hyundai Ioniq 5. And the final reason, our friends at the CCAN Action Fund do awesome work. They use all the proceeds to directly fight climate change. To enter, visit www.evraffle.org. That's evraffle.org. Tickets are $200, and again, the drawing is big time undersold, so visit evraffle.org today.
I'm a big believer in choice. I like the fact that BMW allows you to have your 4 Series in either gas or electric. As you know, for a long time, electric cars have been, well, styled differently to wear their electricity on their sleeve. And I like the fact that BMW has gone away from that, except of course for the iX, which my wife owns. And that's a whole different story, because either you love it or hate it, but that one definitely screams electric car, not this. Now, there is one thing that BMW has kind of cribbed from Porsche, and that is the paint to sample program that Porsche does. This is called Violet Blue, and at the end of this video, I'm gonna let you know how much this option costs, because it is, well, it's very expensive, just like the paint to sample that Porsche does. So let's look at the back. We also have custom mocha leather, a $1,500 option. Sweet, sweet, sweet chocolate mocha interior. But if you're tall like me, just forget about spending a lot of time back here. As you can tell, I don't have much headroom. I certainly can't lean these seats back, but I do have, check this out, Alex, 2 USB ports and my own heating and cooling back here, at least mine and my passengers. so I can choose whether I want it to go on my face or on my feet. And that's nice. I mean, 3-zone climate control is nice, but generally the 4 Series is kind of a compromise for a sedan, and you probably wouldn't want to spend a lot of time here unless you were less than 6'2" and much younger, and probably much shorter than I am. All right, so let's jump in the front and take a look at the front seat. This is where this car really comes to life. Very comfortable indeed. And for your $87,000, you get a lot of really nice features like a heads-up display, of course, a heated steering wheel, and this very big display. Now, one of the things that Tesla, of course, pioneered was minimalism and making the interior look modern without a lot of knobs and switches. The problem with that is over the last 15 years, the Tesla interiors have started to feel very cheap. And the way you define luxury is, of course, by having metal be real metal and carbon fiber be real carbon fiber. And no matter how you display the information, once you put it on a screen, it just starts to feel cheap and doesn't feel luxurious. Now, there are, a lot of really nice touch points here, including the fact that you have one of my favorite things, this little support that pops out. You can adjust these lumbar and the side bolsters, which is good because I'm getting fat, and I can splay them out to be more comfortable. And then, of course, you have this beautiful M wheel with the internal stitching with the M colors. I'm a sucker for that. Now, Alex, hop in and we'll take it for a ride. And this car, being the top dog, i4, is very quick. I mean, we're looking at a 0 to 60 time, certainly under 4 seconds. So, Alex, do you want to go in sport, comfort, or Eco Pro?
I'm always a sport mode kind of guy,
All
right off the bat.
Sport, and then you can also customize it in regular sport or sport boost or sport individual. Shall we go sport boost?
Sport boost sounds fast. Let's do that.
Now, the one downside to all this sportiness is right on the Monroney right here, and that's this number. Check it out. 227 miles of range. A lot of that has to do with the 20-inch wheels, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that this car is very quick, and 536 horsepower does pay a price in range. Now, if you get some of the cheaper variants, they do go further. In terms of competition, this, of course, competes with cars like the Tesla Model 3 Performance, maybe the Ioniq 6 by Hyundai, and to some extent these are all sedans. There's not a lot of sedans anymore, so the list is not exactly very long. Maybe even the Taycan if you're kind of going up market. But let's give it full throttle and see just how quick it is. You ready, Alex?
Yep.
Here we go. Head back. Here we go. Whoa! I'm getting tunnel vision. Yeah, that's probably get a ticket, take the car away, go straight to jail. Do not pass go speeds. But of course, electric cars have instant torque, which is just incredible. Now, if you're wondering just how fast this is, a couple of years ago, we took this car to our drag strip and drag raced it against the Tesla Model 3 Performance. And you know what? Let's just cut to that video and you guys can see exactly how fast this car is, both in 0 to 60 and quarter mile time. And then, of course, you'll know if a Tesla Model 3 Performance, at least the previous version, is quicker than this.
Oh yeah, there's the launch control. He got a better launch than I did.
I'm taking him.
Oh, he's gaining some distance on me.
Oh, the Tesla's gonna take him. I got a better start.
And there we are. Woo, hard on the brakes.
Well, there you have it, huh?
Yeah, you got a little bit of a better launch than me, but you were still pulling away pretty good.
Yeah. What was your time?
11.98 seconds, and I hit 119.2 miles per hour.
I went 11.83 at 118 miles an hour. So you had a higher trap speed, but I ran 1/10 of a second quicker than you did. One of the things that I really do like about, especially this electric car, is that it feels incredibly solid. You would think that with those fat 20-inch wheels, I'll put in comfort mode, and I'll show you when we get out, but there is little to no sidewall on these tires. This car would just have a really, I'm not going to say horrible ride, but I'm going to call it very firm, because it is a performance car, it's an M car, but it's surprisingly comfortable. And I think one of the reasons is that this car is basically built on a skateboard chassis with the battery running down the bottom part of it, and that gives you a lot of structural stability to bolt all the suspension parts on, and it gives you a ride that is just surprisingly comfortable. Now, of course, electric cars are much heavier, and you'd think that this car would not be tossable, but it is. It's surprisingly tossable, and the brakes, especially nowadays, while they do regen, feel very natural. They don't feel like, you know, there's some little computer inside the car deciding that it needs more brake than you're giving it, or less brake, and that's all confidence inspiring when you're going, you know, around a curve or around the track. So I have to say, you know, I really am pleasantly surprised by this. And I also like the fact that it doesn't scream I'm electric, unless you know what you're looking for, and that be, of course, the lack of any major holes in the grill or big old tailpipes. It just says, you know, I'm a very sexy BMW. And let me show you kind of the things on the exterior that I really appreciate in this car. And then I will let you know if I would buy this or not myself, because of course that, you know, is a question in any review. So let's start out, Alex, by stopping it, by putting it in pause and then turning it on and off. And today I was just driving the Cybertruck, and this seems very cumbersome to me. With the Cybertruck and with Teslas now, you just basically put it in park, walk out the door, and it does everything else. Here you got to go park, stop. So Tesla still does some things, you know, that are much more intuitive and that are kind of groundbreaking when it comes to the way that you drive and operate cars. Come on over here. Look at the sidewall. I mean, look how tiny that is. These are Pirelli P0s, and you would think a car with such aggressive, sporty tires would have a horrible ride, and yet over bumps, expansion joints, it does really well. The other thing I like is this little color-matched BMW headlight right there. I'm going to date myself here, but if you go way back when HID headlights, there we go, Roman, you can say it, came about. You remember that BMW had those angel or dragon eyes? I always loved those. And now it seems like every generation of German car has to have a different headlight signature. I was just driving an Audi, the SQ7, SQ8, where you can actually adjust the signature, the lighting signature of the car, which seems like an answer to a question no one's asked, but you can do it. It also has laser lights for the high beams. So headlight technology has evolved. I kind of miss those old angel or dragon eyes of the old BMWs. Now, at the beginning of this video, I asked you a question. How much do you think this violet blue paint cost? Alex, do you know the answer? How much?
I do. It's $4,000.
$4,000.
It's crazy.
$4,000. A page out of Porsche's Paint the Sample book right here or right now. Now, as you guys know, the problem with electric cars is they depreciate like rocks, right? They just don't hold their value. And so I suppose if I were to get this car, and I like this car a lot, I like it a lot more than a Model 3 Performance, I would definitely not buy it, at least not new. I would probably buy it used. But you know, the fact that cars are really becoming more like this, like phones, right? Especially electric cars. So we know that the battery technology is going to improve, the range is going to improve, the charging speed's going to improve. So I think the way you get this car, if you want it new, is you lease it. That way you get the $7,500 federal tax credit. You also get the Colorado $5,000 tax credit, which takes what, $12,500 right off the top of that price, which is substantial. And so, of course, on the TFL scale of buy it, lease it, rent it, or forget it, I would definitely lease this car. I've, you know, fallen in love with it. It's just a really fun car to drive, and I love the fact that it doesn't scream or wear that I'm electric on its sleeve. As always, guys, check out alltfl.com for the latest and greatest in news, views, and of course, BMW i4 M50 driving reviews. I'll see you next time. Ciao.